let's continue with another example in solving equations involving rational expressions. Let's consider a negative 2 over 3t minus 6 minus 1 over 36 equals a negative 3 over 4t minus 8. We'll do what we did last time. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to find a lowest common denominator. And the first is to factor each denominator. So we'll factor a 3 from the first denominator to end up with t minus 2. The second denominator is 9 times 4, so that's 3 times 3 times 2 times 2. The third denominator, or on the right-hand side, is a 4 times t minus 2. Now, the lowest common denominator will have to have a 3, and it will have to have a t minus 2. For the 36, we need 2 3 factors. We've got one. For the right-hand side, we need a 4, but we've already got the 2 2 factors there. We need a t minus 2, but we've already got that. So it turns out that the lowest common denominator turns out to be 36 times the quantity t minus 2. Remember again that we're going to be looking at the domain of the expression, and the expression is when we have the denominators in factor form. And so let's put here, for the domain, what is important is that the denominator cannot be 0, which means that this t minus 2 factor cannot be 0. That in turn means that t cannot be equal to 2. So for the domain, we have to watch out for that value of 2. All the other denominators don't add anything else to be excluded, to the fact that we need to exclude them from the domain. All right, so now we're going to take 36 times the quantity t minus 2, and we're going to multiply by the left side of the equation. We're going to multiply that by 36 times t minus 2. We'll use the distributive property on the left, so 36 times the quantity t minus 2 times the first expression, and we'll write it will be easier than to use. The second expression is going to be multiplied by the lowest common denominator, and so we have 36 times 1 over 36. 4 times t minus 2, and that will be multiplied by 36 times. Okay. Now we can go ahead and cancel common factors. On the right-hand side, the t minus 2's cancel. The 4 cancels the 36, leaving a 9. 27. For the negative 2 is a negative 24. For the second term in that on the left-hand side, the 36 cancels, and we end up with a minus the quantity t minus 2. Now watch this. With a minus in front of an expression, so be really careful with that. So we've got a negative 24 minus t plus 2 equals a negative 27. Now we adding a plus 22 to both sides, we end up with a negative 5 on the right-hand side, and then multiplying both sides by a negative 1, we end up with a t which is equal to 5. Let me remind you that we found that for the domain, t could not be equal to 2, so we're safe. T equals 5 is a good solution to this problem.